key resource to focus on is the 2005 Prep Exam Study Guide. This guide will provide the most pertinent information needed for adequate preparation. Thorough study of this resource will greatly enhance your chances of success. It is important to familiarize yourself with all sections of the guide, including any practice questions or sample tests. Pay close attention to any areas where you feel less confident, and dedicate extra time to understanding those concepts. Consider creating a study schedule to ensure that you cover all of the material in a timely manner. This will help you stay organized and avoid feeling overwhelmed as the test date approaches. Utilizing the 2005 Prep Exam Study Guide effectively requires a strategic approach. Firstly, review the table of contents to gain an overview of the topics covered. This will give you a roadmap of what to expect and allow you to prioritize your study efforts. Secondly, carefully read each chapter, taking notes and highlighting key information. Engage actively with the material by asking yourself questions and summarizing the main points in your own words. Thirdly, work through all of the practice questions and sample tests provided in the guide. This will help you assess your understanding of the concepts and identify areas where you need further review. Fourthly, analyze your mistakes on the practice questions and tests. Don't just focus on getting the right answer, but also understand why you got the wrong answer. This will help you avoid making the same mistakes in the actual exam. Fifthly, seek out additional resources if needed. If you are struggling with certain topics, consider consulting textbooks, online tutorials, or study groups. Sixthly, pace yourself and take breaks regularly. Studying for an exam can be mentally demanding, so it's important to avoid burnout. Take short breaks every hour to stretch, walk around, or do something you enjoy. Seventhly, get enough sleep. Adequate sleep is essential for memory consolidation and cognitive function. Aim for at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night leading up to the exam. Eighthly, maintain a healthy diet. Eating nutritious foods will provide your brain with the energy it needs to function optimally. Avoid processed foods, sugary drinks, and excessive caffeine. Ninthly, practice relaxation techniques. Stress can negatively impact your performance on the exam. Practice relaxation techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, or yoga to help calm your nerves. Tenthly, stay positive and confident. Believe in your ability to succeed and visualize yourself performing well on the exam. A positive mindset can go a long way in helping you achieve your goals. By following these strategies and dedicating yourself to thorough study, you can maximize your chances of success in the exam. Remember that preparation is key, and the 2005 Prep Exam Study Guide is your most valuable tool. In addition to the 2005 Prep Exam Study Guide, consider exploring other resources that may be helpful. Firstly, check if there are any official websites or organizations associated with the exam. These sources often provide valuable information about the exam format, content, and scoring. Secondly, search for online forums or discussion groups where test takers share their experiences and insights. These communities can provide valuable tips and support. Thirdly, consider taking a practice exam under timed conditions. This will help you get a feel for the actual exam and identify any time management issues. Fourthly, review any relevant textbooks or course materials that you may have used in the past. These resources can provide a deeper understanding of the underlying concepts. Fifthly, consult with experienced professionals or instructors who are familiar with the exam. They can offer valuable guidance and answer any questions you may have. Sixthly, create flashcards to memorize key terms, definitions, and formulas. Flashcards are a great way to reinforce your learning and improve your recall. Seventhly, practice explaining the concepts to others. This will help you solidify your understanding and identify any areas where you need further clarification. Eighthly, focus on understanding the underlying principles rather than just memorizing facts. This will help you apply your knowledge to different situations and solve problems more effectively. Ninthly, stay up to date on any changes or updates to the exam content or format. The exam may have been revised since the 2005 study guide was published, so it's important to be aware of any changes. Tenthly, seek feedback from others on your practice exams and assignments. This will help you identify your strengths and weaknesses and focus your study efforts accordingly. Furthermore, ensure you understand the specific topics covered in the 2005 Prep Exam Study Guide. Firstly, identify the main subject areas. For example, electrical theory, national electrical code requirements, and safety practices. Secondly, break down each subject area into smaller, manageable topics. For example, under electrical theory, you might have direct current circuits, alternating current circuits, transformers, and motors. Thirdly, for each topic, identify the key concepts, formulas, and principles. For example, Ohm's law, Kirchhoff's laws, power factor, and transformer turns ratio. Fourthly, review the relevant sections of the 2005 Prep Exam Study Guide for each topic. Fifthly, practice solving problems related to each topic. Sixthly, use different problem-solving strategies to approach each problem. Seventhly, check your answers and understand why you got the correct or incorrect answer. Eighthly, create your own examples and problems to test your understanding. Ninthly, explain the concepts and problem-solving methods to others. Tenthly, apply what you have learned to real-world scenarios and applications. Also, remember to focus on the National Electrical Code requirements covered in the 2005 Prep Exam Study Guide. Firstly, familiarize yourself with the structure of the NEC and how to navigate it effectively. Secondly, understand the definitions of key terms and terminology used in the NEC. Thirdly, pay close attention to the articles and sections that are most relevant to your field of work. Fourthly, understand the requirements for grounding and bonding to ensure safety and prevent electrical shock. Fifthly, know the rules for conductor sizing and overcurrent protection to prevent overloading and fire hazards. Sixthly, understand the requirements for wiring methods and materials to ensure proper installation and compliance. Seventhly, be familiar with the requirements for specific types of equipment and installations such as motors, transformers, and hazardous locations. Eighthly, understand the requirements for inspections, testing, and maintenance to ensure ongoing safety and compliance. Ninthly, stay up to date on any changes or revisions to the NEC. Tenthly, consult with experienced professionals or inspectors if you have any questions or need clarification on the NEC requirements. Finally, prioritize safety practices during exam preparation and in your future work. Firstly, always follow the safety rules and regulations. Secondly, wear appropriate personal protective equipment. Thirdly, use properly insulated tools. Fourthly, work de-energized whenever possible. Fifthly, verify that circuits are de-energized before working on them. Sixthly, never work alone. Seventhly, be aware of your surroundings and potential hazards. Eighthly, avoid distractions. Ninthly, report any unsafe conditions or practices. Tenthly, participate in regular safety training.